Hi, it's me again, and surprisingly I found a story about the BBC that doesn't include the words Diana and Bashir in it. Blimey. Let's take a look. More than 160 presenters urge BBC boss to resolve employee tax catastrophe. A group of more than 160 BBC local and network presenters have written to the corporation's Director General, Tim Davie, urging him to resolve the ongoing catastrophe of IR35. The broadcaster has faced controversy over its use of personal service company arrangements, which left some employees owing sums to HMRC while others losing out on benefits such as sick and maternity pay. So yeah, if you didn't know, many of the people who work for the BBC aren't paid sort of PAYE like we all are from our jobs. They have to set up their own little companies and then they invoice the BBC for their services and the BBC pay the company. It means no sick pay. And it also means the biggest point of it, well, we'll come to that in a minute. It mentions it in here, so why spoil it when they're going to do it better than me? So the letter addressed to Mr Davie and seen by the PA news agency says, Dear Tim, BBC management's dishonest conduct towards staff and cavalier attitude to the law and to MPs, its punishment of whistleblowers, the habit of BBC management to conceal its failures, its lack of moral courage and unwillingness to deal with problems of its own making, all these help to explain the ongoing catastrophe of IR35. In 2017, we presented Tony Hall with a dossier demonstrating that the BBC's IR35 policy and its unlawful handling of our tax affairs was causing despair and hardship. Some presenters were going to food banks or driving Ubers to make ends meet. It added, we want you to admit this situation was the fault of managers and not presenters and set out a clear written plan to rectify the situation. So this whole IR35 thing has affected quite a few people, not just BBC staff. I've got some friends that are affected by it. But when a company such as the BBC, who makes a point of doing it this way, it's going to cause a bit of backlash, isn't it? So let's read on. IR35 rules were introduced in the year 2000 to prevent people who would ordinarily be viewed by HMRC as employed from being taxed as if they were self-employed. By using companies rather than employing the presenters as staff, the BBC did not have to pay national insurance contributions. Some have accused the BBC of forcing them to set up special tax vehicles to allow the corporation to avoid paying millions in national insurance contributions, with many pursued by HMRC for unpaid tax bills, some running into thousands of pounds. So do you remember seeing some headlines this week over the whole Bashir thing? I've said Bashir. But do you remember seeing some headlines this week over that whole scandal where it said the BBC must thrive on honesty and trust and integrity and all of that nonsense? Yeah. Well, how can you believe that they have integrity when they're trying to work out a way to pay all their staff that means they don't have to pay their national insurance contributions? You know, you pay for the BBC, the government pay for the BBC, and they're doing everything they can to not give as much of that back to the government as possible, whilst, you know, making it really difficult for some of the staff to work there. I mean, I don't know about these unpaid tax bills and stuff like that. I mean, if you're having your own sort of private tax vehicle, self-employment thing, you're responsible for your own tax. That's not down really to the BBC, I would imagine. I don't know the full story of this. But the fact that the BBC have done everything possible to not pay national insurance contributions, and it's just shocking. Do you not think that's shocking? I think that's terrible. And also made it really hard for the staff as well. You know, not everyone likes being PAYE, but I mean, sometimes you want a bit of security, don't you? And PAYE offers you that security. And I'm sure many of the staff who are in this situation would have preferred to be on a PAYE, or would they? I don't know. Self-employed has its bonuses, I guess. I don't know. I'm happily PAYE and I like to stay that way if my boss is watching, please. A BBC spokesman said, as we've seen with recent high-profile tax cases, matters surrounding broadcasters, presenters and employment tax statutes are highly complex. In recent years, we've sought to help individual presenters to resolve historical IR35 tax issues and have been working closely with them to reach a solution. We're making steady progress. We regret the stress this has caused valued members of our presenter community and hope to find fair conclusions as swiftly as possible. What I would say, if any of those presenters happen to be watching this, I can't see why you would be watching such a pokey little YouTube channel, but if you do happen to be watching this, my suggestion would be leave. Leave. The BBC is a sinking ship. And the BBC, a couple of weeks ago, old Timbo did an interview in one of the papers saying they're really struggling to get talent. They just can't get talent. They're giving out apprenticeships like bloody M&Ms at the minute because they're just desperate for talent. So if they're desperate for talent, other TV channels are desperate for talent. But it's not just the TV channels. You've got all the streaming services. Everybody is desperate for talent because there's so much content being created at the moment and not enough people to go around to help present or create or do anything with the content. So if I was one of these presenters who are feeling a bit miffed by how the BBC has treated me, I'd be typing up my CV a bit rapido and sending it off to all the streaming services and the digital channels personally, and get away from the sinking ship and get yourself into a lovely place that, you know, treats you right and wants you to be happy, you know, wants you to be a valued employee. So what do you think? Do you think this is well dodgy by the BBC, or do you think this is just normal? I don't know that much about IR35. I just think it sounds well dodgy when the BBC don't want to pay national insurance contributions. You know, so this sounds dodgy to me. But if you know more than me, let me know in the comments below. I do read all the comments. I don't reply to them all because, you know, I'll wear my fingers out if I did. But I do read all the comments. While you're down there, there's a like button if you like the video, there's a button if you didn't like it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and then you'll get kept up to date with all my latest videos. It doesn't cost anything to do that, just hit the button. And I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.